Now, they're going to do a G20 summit in Canada, and Canada is now the envy of all the European and obviously the American countries that are in G20, right? Because Canada's financial system did not implode. So why did it not implode? Did they have a subprime meltdown? Nope. Did they have problems with their mortgages? Nope. And in fact, because of course of a worldwide recession, and obviously they're an enormous trading partner of America, they also had a recession. But they've already recovered. Their annual rate of growth in this year, in the first 3 months, was 6.1%. That's fantastic. They've already recovered 3/4 of the jobs that were lost in the recession. As opposed to us, we've hardly recovered any jobs we lost in the recession. Okay? They've recovered 3/4. And their banking system is perfectly healthy. Why? This is very important. One, it's tightly regulated. Even though they actually have very large banks. You know, we're worried about large banks here, but I've often said the size isn't necessarily the problem. Yes, it could definitely be a contributing factor, but the real problem is leverage. And point number 2 in Canada, they do not allow leverage like we do. Okay? So, I mean, some banks were just on the books, let alone off the books, were leveraged 30 to 40 to 1. So they're making $40 worth of bets on only $1 that they kind of have in the bank. Well, that's any gambler knows that's a recipe for disaster. And that's what happened to Lehman Brothers, and that's what happened to all the banks here. Well, Canada doesn't allow that. They say if you have $1, you can only bet so much. And it ain't 40, it ain't 30, it ain't necessarily 10. Okay? It's a smarter and safer system. Here's another thing they don't allow. They don't allow you to take mortgages, package them up, and sell them to someone else. Because if you do that, you give incentive to the people giving the mortgages to make crap mortgages. Oh yeah, who cares? You don't have income, you can't really pay it, it's overpriced. I don't care, just sign the damn thing. I'm going to package it together and sell it to this guy, right? That's what we did here in the U.S. Another recipe for disaster. Canada doesn't allow it. If you make the mortgage, you keep the mortgage. All of a sudden, if it's your ass on the line, you're like, let me check your papers again. You're a lot more careful about what kind of mortgages you give out. So now, in every way, Canada's system is more regulation because regulation is needed, as we saw here, and does not encourage more risk. It encourages less risk. So the reason I emphasize this so much is because there is a right way to do this. People always talk about, oh, well, you know, if we just knew what to do, but we don't, nobody could have seen this coming, etc. No. The Canadians saw it coming. They have the right system. Now, is there anything stopping us from doing the same exact things Canada does with their banking system? The answer is yes and no. No, logically, there's nothing stopping us. Yes, in reality, what's stopping us is the power of our big banks. So think about that, man. Think about what that says about our system. Everyone in the world agrees the Canadian system is better, and we know exactly why it's better. And it's not like we didn't know that before. It's not like Bush's administration didn't know that, Obama administration didn't know that. They know it. They all know it. It's not like, whoa, really? Canada's doing that? I didn't know that. They know it. So why don't they do what they know works? It's because, as Dick Durbin, the number 2 man for the Democrats in the Senate, said, the banks run this place. They take money and they contribute it to all those committees in the House and all those committees in the Senate. They buy all the politicians, they buy the staffers, and ultimately they buy the executive branch as well. So that when we go to do what is logical, what we know works, and Canada is not Botswana, Canada is not the Philippines, it's right next door. If it can work for them, obviously it could work for us. And we don't do it because our system is deeply corrupt. It's bought by the people who are profiting from that. And lo and behold, who got the record amount of bailouts? The bankers did. Who are still taking record amount of risk? The bankers are. Who's making record bonuses off those risks as we speak, even though they crashed the entire economy? The bankers are. And how do they do that? They bought our politicians. There is a right way. We know what the answer is. We're just not doing it. So we've got to put pressure on this system to change so that we do things the right way, not the wrong way. We will always fight for that on this show. That's one of the whole points of this show.